This is the visual identity we developed for parent engagement advisors, an organization devoted to training parents of children in school so that they can become more involved in their children's educational process. We were also tasked with the creation of a brand name and visual identity for the training program that this organization has in Mexico as well as the US. So it had to work both in English and Spanish as well. The first concept that we sought to convey was growth, and we took inspiration from this flower, the Chinese lamp, because of its shape. It protects the inside, and it is also a living organism that, if nurtured, it can grow and create more life and more opportunities, such as education, but if it is not taken care of, it will wither and die, as well as any opportunities and any future careers that may be killed before they are born because of a lack of involvement from families and from society at large. So basically, there is always a cycle. Children will bring to school what they learn at home, for better and for worse. So we really need to strengthen the good cycles and try to eliminate the bad cycles, the wrong ones. And it is very hard, which is why we need the support of family and community together. Because only if they do that and if they work in synergy, will they attain the goals that they want to reach. To recap, then we had to talk about growth, so look out for any lines that go upwards from left to right representing growth, and also representing growth was a set of lines that look like ripples. This was because every small action that we undertake today will have a greater impact tomorrow. And also, if we set our minds on large goals and dreams, the best way to start is to take a small step, such as it were a pebble on a pond. This figure is essentially an O taken from the typeface we selected, and it represents the cycle that we were just talking about, as well as an abstraction of the flower, the Chinese lamp that we saw on the second slide. Family and community need to work together in synergy, and where there were pieces all around the place that made little or no sense and that were essentially useless, if they are rearranged in the right order, they can make sense and they can become useful for us, just as when people come together and work for a better future for their children. For the name of the training program, we focused on the concept of synergy, and we took a page from algebra and borrowed a concept that we thought best reflects this multiplying of efforts and essentially taking very simple actions from ordinary people and multiplying it by a larger power, basically a factor. So you can see that the O is slightly above the rest of the letters to represent this usual way in which number is multiplied by a factor, and that factor will be uh, up there. And also to give it a very distinctive look, we chose a bold yet approachable font that meant that we are willing to do whatever it takes, but we're also willing to adapt ourselves to the environment. Now you'll see that the spacing between the A and the C doesn't quite match with the spacing between the C and the T. That is because there we included these ripples that convey the effect of this program, and that is why when we cut those pieces, it starts to make sense. We cleaned up the typeface and we added some color. We chose red because it represents the energy, the life, the passion necessary for change in society. Now, incidentally, the client liked this concept very much, and they only asked that we didn't use red to be more diplomatic. So we eventually ended up changing the color for Factor to a shade of blue. Families acting towards results was the full name we gave this program, and it also works in Spanish. Familias actuando orientadas a resultados. Now, for Parent Engagement Advisors' logo, we conveyed growth through the lines that we spoke about. There is the element of a cycle in the isotype, and we found an elegant way to convey synergy. You see what look like three white lines, which are technically white space, and out of these three lines, we made four objects. So that means that when family and school, as well as these advisors, work together, they are no longer the three initial elements, but they are four. They're multiplying their efforts and growing. These are mock ups on how the brand looks like, merchandising. It really looked well in red, but it also looks very good on blue. And these two work together as well as by themselves. So that was a very happy client, and we were very happy to work with them.